Good evening, everybody. This message is going to be a little lengthy, but I hope you bear with me because there's a really, really special point that I'd like to make in this recording. As most of you know, I do work in the mental health arena, dealing with crisis and trauma, and also some general counseling. And one of the things that I run into often is this conception. Actually, it's a misconception from clients that when I ask them, do they feel that they deserve to be loved or can they give love? The common answer I get is no, I don't think that I'm worthy of love. And so I ask them, I said, well, why don't you think so? The common answers are, I've been through so much, I don't know what love is. Um, Someone tried and succeeded in trying to convince me of what I don't deserve. And it worked. So we're going to through 10, 20, 30 years feeling undeserving of love. So we make our choices based on what we feel we deserve, which is less than love. So how many of us, with a show of hands, when you look back at your relationships, whether it's friendships, associations, or even lovers, and we picked these people based on what we thought that we deserved, which was a lower standard than the average person who was not dealing with all this past pain and all these other things. That was me too. I could look at my history of dating. I could look at my history of associations and realize that I was choosing people based on brokenness. So whatever I brought in was only to support the fact that I still felt broken. It wasn't until I started to, go through the healing process that I understood, wait a minute, if I'm at this level of healing and if I'm feeling good for myself, I should also pick things that support this level of healing. I should always pick things that are in support of my journey just as much as I can support their journey as well. But I wanted to tell you the story that I came up with to kind of help my clients. And I hope if anyone's listening and is going through this, that it makes sense to you. So sometimes I buy flowers in the house. I like fresh flowers. For me, it's just a signal of, of new life. They smell great. And I like roses. I like to put them on the coffee table. Well, sorry, not the coffee table, but on the dining table. Um, some roses I get have no thorns. So I can do whatever I want to do with them. I can handle them in a way that's safe, and I don't have to worry about being pricked. I don't have to worry about the pain that comes with dealing with roses that have thorns. However, roses with thorns are still roses. They just require a little work. So the analogy I use for my clients and what I want to share with you is we're all roses. No one has not a single thorn. Yet some of us are riddled with thorns because we haven't done the work to start to take those thorns off. And when we give ourselves to other people, and also when we give ourselves back to ourselves, we're constantly pricking, we're constantly being mishandled because we're getting tired of, the pricks. We're not getting tired of the rose. We're getting tired of the work that's required to handle the rose in the proper way. So what healing does is allows you to pick your own thorns off. So first you can handle yourself in a great way. Then you can allow others to see your beauty, to see what's always been there. But again, if you have way too many thorns, by the time they get to enjoy the smell, the beauty, and everything else, they're bloody. You're bloody. It hurts. It hurts to hold you. It hurts for you to hold yourself because it's unpredictable. But the rose is still intact. So even if you start to heal and thorns fall off, that same rose was always there. So it's not that you deserve less love. You deserve more work. That's it. You deserve more work. And you actually deserve all the work that is entitled to help you with that past pain, with that misunderstanding, with any guilt, shame, or regret that's holding you bound, that's causing those thorns. You may be trapped in, unhealed past pain and trauma. You may be trapped in a simple misunderstanding of how you were raised. Us men, we tend to think that we're supposed to always have thorns. Why be vulnerable? That's a scary place to be because no one has taught us that vulnerability is the opening that creates the space for healing or whatever healing way that is. Healing is not always therapy. Healing can be self-help. Healing can be meditation. Healing can be just having a great social circle who can support you in your journey along the way. So again, everybody's a rose. Some of us have thorns. Some of us don't. But your value has not changed. You're still a rose, and you're probably going to cost just a little less, only because there's more work involved. But man, once you pull away those thorns and you allow yourself first to enjoy being with yourself and causing yourself less pain, guess what you're going to get to us? You're going to get to us the highest value of who you are. So when you tell me that you don't deserve love, I'm going to ask you why. Tell me everything that you think that makes you incapable of receiving and or giving love. And that's everything we could work on. But it takes vulnerability. That's a big word for all of us. I think anyone who has never experienced it thinks, oh, if I'm vulnerable, I'm weak. No, if you're vulnerable, you're adding things so you can be stronger. The only way things grow is if there's vulnerability. And that happens when we understand that what has been going on for us now hasn't prospered us in the way that we hope. And it hasn't brought us to a place of peace that we can rely on. We're second guessing ourselves. We're waiting on validation. We're not really seeking affirmation. We're seeking validation that only lasts for a certain time period, and then you need it again. So then we get into other habits that feed into the need for validation. Then we're so caught up that we don't realize that we can't turn it off until we get the help we need. So again, you're still a rose. You just have work to do. There are people who can help you with that. People like myself. There are people everywhere who can help you. But I want you to recognize that you've always deserved love, and your rose has always been intact. It's the thorns that are stopping you from handling yourself properly. So let's work on those thorns.